Narcissistic people are extremely insecure and have very fragile egos. If they feel you crossed them, insulted them, or disrespected them in some way, they need to get revenge on you. If you seem to outshine them, they need to devalue you to feel better about themselves. A favorite technique to make themselves feel better or get revenge is to devalue you through rude or hurtful remarks or comments. Following are some ways you can deal with their remarks. About responding to hurtful comments. There's no perfect way to respond to rude or hurtful comments. No matter how you respond, the other person will be free to react depending on their goal. Thus, your response should not be to control them, but to make yourself feel better. If you later regret your response, then remember that it was not your fault. They decided to utter the rude comment and you responded the best you could at the moment given the resources and information you had. If you can, take a breath and allow yourself a few seconds to think about your response. Try to think about what the aim of the other person's comment is, and if they said it purposefully to hurt you, or if they were just inconsiderate or careless with their words. If a comment was intentional, then they are looking for a reaction from you to show that they emotionally got to you, as well as a reason to fight. It may be best to disengage or respond in an unemotional way. Ignore them. Ignoring someone is a powerful invalidation technique that sends a message that the person is not even worth any effort for you to respond. It may work for a covert narcissist who gives you a backhanded comment or an insult disguised as a joke, such as your aunt who comments on how fat you have gotten or how sad you must be that you are still single. But ignoring the person will infuriate any narcissistic person. If they feel safe, they will try again until they get a reaction from you, or may even physically interact with you, as they may feel you have disrespected them or insulted them by not responding to them, such as in a bar or an abuser at home who may go supernova because you ignored them. It may be best to validate that you heard them and then leave a place or room. If you feel it is safe to not validate them in any way, you can simply walk away. Turning your back to the person is an additional sign that you are seeing them as not worthy of your time and can infuriate the person to the point that they become physically violent, but it can shut down a covert narcissist, especially in social settings. Acknowledge without accepting. If ignoring the person will set them off, then acknowledge you heard them without responding emotionally. You can shake your head or shrug your shoulders while you either smile or pull a face. You can add a single word to your action, such as saying, okay, or wow. Or you can let them know that their comment is not accepted by you, such as saying, I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry you think that of me. Well, you are entitled to your opinion. By validating you heard the person, they do not feel offended or disrespected, but you also do not fall for their trap in becoming emotional or trying to defend yourself. It may then be best to walk away to stop further interaction with them. Own it proudly. Owning the comment can defuse a situation and whet the person's battery. This works well for when the opposite is true of a comment and the person expected you to defend yourself, such as that pesky aunt who tells you that you have no fashion sense, are getting fat, or there must be something wrong with you that you're still single. You can make a joke out of it or you can throw it back at them, such as saying, you are so right, I have no fashion sense, but damn do I get a lot of sex wearing this. Or, yes, I picked up weight, but I love my new body. Or, yes, I'm still single, for every time I tell my new partner, you are my aunt, they run away. You can add a snarky comment if you want, such as, yes, I did put on weight, but I still look better than you. I would not advise accepting devaluing comments such as someone saying, you are lazy, unworthy, useless, or foul names. Rather validate yourself or call them out on it. Validate yourself. You can partially call them out and validate yourself in one statement. This may help take the sting out of a comment and empower you. This is normally a good option if you want to preserve the relationship or you need to deal with a person in the future such as family, friends, co-workers, or a customer. Use I statements if you can, as you statements may cause a person to see your comment as a personal attack on them, such as saying, I feel disrespected when you call me names as I don't deserve it, or I feel invalidated when you call me worthless because I work hard at my job and home. Or, I feel unappreciated when you say that to me for I do a lot for you. This is not to get the person to acknowledge your worth, as they often will not. This is for you to feel more validated and worthy and stand up for yourself. Misinterpret what they said. This option works well for backhanded comments or comments that have insider jokes that other people around you will not get. You act as if you misinterpreted what they said and make as if it's a compliment, or you purposefully take the positive meaning of a comment. Maybe you made a suggestion and the person says, "Wow, aren't we the smart one here?" Or they comment, "Look who has a bright idea." You can respond with, "Thank you," or "I'm glad you noticed," or "That's so kind of you to say that." You can then go more into the comment, such as saying, "I knew you would see my idea as bright or smart." If they did not hide their rudeness, you can act as if you misheard them. Maybe they say, "You are driving a crappy car." You can respond with, "Yes, it's a very snappy car. It is wonderful to zip in and out of traffic with." Or if they say, "You are an idiot," you can turn it around into a question and ask them, "Why are you calling yourself an idiot? I always thought you were pretty smart." By deliberately misinterpreting what they said, the person either has to let it be or are forced to admit they meant to be rude. If others are around, they may not want to openly admit that they are being rude to you. Even if you are alone, then they will still be forced to admit they meant to hurt you if they want to continue being rude. This option can diffuse a potential argument, for if you tried calling them out, they may have accused you of misinterpreting their comments and that you are only looking for a fight. Where now they will be forced to admit they are looking for a fight if they still want one, or they would need to give another rude comment that would look strange after they just seemingly gave you a positive comment. You can then also misinterpret or mishear any other rude comments they give you. Set a boundary. Boundaries give guidelines on how we want people to interact with us, but they only work if people know them, the consequences for breaking them, and if you enforce the consequences. You can decide if you are going to give a person a second chance or not. If giving them a second chance, you need to state your boundary, such as saying, "If you disrespect me again, I will walk away, go home, or our friendship will be over." After the person was warned and they do it again, you will have to enforce your boundary with consequences, or they will take it as a sign that they can walk all over you. You may choose not to give them a second chance for actions that all know should not be done and immediately react by stating they overstepped a boundary by disrespecting you and then apply the consequences, such as you walking away. The person may try to act like they were only joking and try to get you not to enforce your boundary. You will have to stick to your guns if you want them to respect your boundaries. You can respond with, "Well, in the future you will know not to make jokes like that with me." Give a shot over the bow. This is a warning to the person and is more for when you are in a social setting, as you are warning the person that you may potentially expose something embarrassing about them. I do not recommend it if you will be interacting with a person a lot afterward, as they may react violently later due to their fear that you may expose them in the future or that you dared threaten them in front of others. It is more for friends and family members who you only occasionally see. You can outright state that you will divulge some information or hint at it, such as saying, "I just remembered what happened to you last Christmas at the beach. Care if I share?" Or, "Don't force me to tell people what happened to you last Christmas at the beach." Give a snarky comment. This can be used if you ignore them and they repeat the comment or ask you if you did not hear them. You may respond with, "Oh, sorry, did you say something? I thought someone farted." Or, "I thought it was a pig squealing." You can give a direct reply such as, "Takes one to recognize one," or "Who threw grass into your cage?" or "Who pulled your chain?" If you can yawn, it will add effect. You can then add, "I'm not in the mood to deal with toddlers or small-minded people like you today." Or, "I would join the banter and give you a snarky comment back, but I'm afraid your fragile ego and small mind would explode." Or, "Wow, no wonder nobody likes you." Covert narcissists may respond with that you are mean and they were only joking, where overt narcissists may go silent while they brood or may get more insulting towards you. However, in social settings where the person does not feel safe to act out for the fear of being called out, it often shuts them down. Just know they will plan on getting you back, so it's not a good idea to use it on the first day of a multi-day family vacation. Call them out on it. Sometimes you need to defend yourself and show you will not take crap from people. You can call them out and also insult them a little or just directly call them out, such as responding with, "That was rude of you. Wow, aren't you envious of me? Or, you're so insecure. Or, what's wrong with you that you are incapable of being nice? Or, that's very disrespectful of you. Or, you seem to be looking for a reason to start an argument. You can use this before setting a boundary where you say how you will respond if they do it again. Or you can just walk away. This way you did not insult them by ignoring them, but you showed that you know what they are doing without getting emotional or defending yourself, and then removed yourself from the situation. It can work with a partner as well as a person who is looking for a fight. Go for the jugular. Sometimes you just have to take the person down with a deadly attack. This can be because they do not stop insulting you, and ignoring them or calling them out does not work or is not an option, as well as walking away is not an option. Be warned, however, that often the person will respond one of only two ways. Either they will totally shut down or they will go supernova. Regardless if you shut them down or they went supernova, they will at some time want revenge on you. This technique does require you to know a bit about the person, as you need to expose something they are ashamed of or divulge information they do not want other people to know about. It does not matter if the actions are socially acceptable. It matters that they do not want people to know it. Thus, it will often be deeply personal information, and your ace card, thus, should only be used as a last resort. Know that after this, the relationship between you may be permanently damaged. However, if a person is already trashing your name, then there is no benefit in trying to have a relationship with them. Wait for an opening and then launch your torpedo and then sink them. In the future, avoid them. Sometimes the best tactic is just not to be around the person. This may mean you need to say no to invites if you know the person will be there. Or, if the place allows it, sit at another table or just stay in another area where they are not. If it is a partner and the abuse and devaluing continues, you may need to leave them. At work, you may try to move to a different department, work and study to be promoted, or gather evidence and then try to report the person to HR. However, HR does not often take action against bullies, so you may be forced to find another job, especially if the person is a senior manager, director, or CEO of a company. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, please like and share it so that more people can benefit from it. If not subscribed, please subscribe now by clicking the seductive red button. As reward for subscribing, you will get more informative videos about narcissistic abuse. Please leave a comment, as it helps to expand the information covered in the video, which may be of benefit to others. Also check out my books on narcissism by following the links in the description. Thank you.